What's up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is your preview and picks for NFL Week 8, starting with the Thursday game, Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. Washington's coming off a 9-0 loss to San Francisco. Pretty much all that happened was Adrian Peterson ran for 81 yards, and that was it. They had 154 total yards, and they were shut out. Their defense played well enough to hold San Francisco to 9, but that was it. Minnesota, though, they wanted a shootout with Detroit 42-30. Kirk Cousins, he's on fire right now. He threw for 337, 4 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook ran from 142 and 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs had 7 catches for 142. They put up 503 yards of offense. Their defense did give up 433 in total offense, but Redskins aren't very good on offense, so I think Minnesota should win and pretty easily here. All right, going to the Sunday games. Seattle against Atlanta, both coming off losses. Seattle lost 30-16 to Baltimore. Russell Wilson, 20 of 41, not very good. 241, 1 touchdown, and threw his first interception of the season. They had 2 turnovers in the game, and both were actually returned for touchdowns. Where Atlanta lost 37-10 to the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Ryan, he got hurt. He passed for only 159 and a pick. Matt Schaub came in, though, and filled in well, 6 for 6, 65 yards and a touchdown. They only had 38 rushing yards. They only had 224 total yards, and they turned it over 3 times. I think they'll play a little bit better, but I think Seattle's really good, and I got Seattle in that one. Philadelphia against the Buffalo Bills. This will be kind of an interesting one. Philadelphia, though, is coming off a 37-10 loss to Dallas. Not great overall. Carson Wentz, 191, 1 touchdown, a pick. They turned it over 4 times. Defense did have 3 sacks. Whereas the Bills beat Miami 31-21. Josh Allen was okay, 202 passing, 2 touchdowns, added 32 rushing yards. Defense had 2 turnovers and returned an onside kick return for a touchdown at the end. The Bills have a really good defense, but not much of an offense. The Eagles can put up some points. Their defense is so-so. I think this would be pretty close. I'm actually going to go with Philly in this one. It's in Buffalo, but I don't know. I like Carson Wentz better than Josh Allen. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to go Philly here. But that would be really interesting. Should be a close game. All right, the Chargers taking on the Chicago Bears. Chargers lost 23-20 to Tennessee. Phillip Rivers, 329, 2 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, 7 catches, 118 and a touchdown. He only ran for 39 yards. They almost had a win at the end, but Melvin Gordon was stopped twice from the 1-yard line and then fumbled on 3rd down, and they lost. Chicago lost 36-25 to New Orleans. Mitchell Trubisky was fine, 251 passing, 2 touchdowns. They only had 17 rushing yards in that game. They had only 252 total yards. They turned it over twice. I expect this to be close. The Chargers they keep losing these games, and Chicago's mediocre, but they have a good defense. I'm actually going to go Chicago here in a close one because of their defense. All right, the Giants taking on Detroit. The Giants lost 27-21 to Arizona. Daniel Jones, 223 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, plus 35 rushing yards. They turned it over 3 times against Arizona. Whereas Detroit did lose 42-30 to Minnesota, but Stafford had a good game, 364, 4 touchdown passes and a pick. Danny Amendola, 8 catches for 105. Marvin Jones had 10 catches for 93 yards and 4 touchdown receptions. I think Detroit bounces back here, and I think they'll be able to beat the Giants. Tampa Bay and Tennessee. Tampa Bay's coming off a bye. The last game was a 37-26 loss to Carolina. Jameis Winston threw for 400 yards and a touchdown, but threw 5 interceptions. Chris Godwin, great game, 10 catches, 151. He's having a really awesome year. The Bucs, though, they had 7 turnovers in that game. Their defense only gave up 263 total yards and held the Carolina Panthers to like 30 or 40 rushing yards, but Winston turned it over way too much in that game. You can't do that. Tennessee had a really nice win against the Chargers, 23-20. Tannehill played instead of Mariota. They benched Mariota. Tannehill played 312 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. They put up 403 total yards. It's in Tennessee. I want to say the Bucs will win, but I do not trust Jameis Winston. It's just he sucks, man. He fucking shouldn't be here. I mean, in my head, I want to pick Tennessee because I don't believe Winston will not throw at least 3 interceptions, and that's it. If he throws 1 interception in the game, 0 or 1, we'll win. I don't believe that will happen. I'm going to go Tennessee here. Denver taking on the Colts. This should be a pretty kind of a defensive game, low scoring. Denver lost 36 to Kansas City. Their offense didn't do anything. They only had 205 total yards. Indianapolis had a nice win against Houston, 30-23. Jacoby Brissett, great game, 326, 4 touchdown passes. Zach Pascal, 6 catches, 106, 2 touchdowns. The defense had 3 sacks, 2 turnovers, and caused a safety. I'm going to go with Indy in this one just because I do think their offense is a little bit better than Denver. But like I said, it could be kind of low scoring, maybe like 16-10, 19-10, 24-13, maybe kind of game. But I'm going to go Indy there. All right, Cincy taking on the Rams. Cincinnati sucks. They lost 27-17 to Jacksonville. Andy Dalton, 276 passing and a touchdown, but threw 3 interceptions. Alex Erickson, 8 catches, 137. They only had 33 rushing yards. They had 4 turnovers in that game. It was the Rams. They came back and they ended up beating the Falcons 37-10. Jared Goff, 268 passing, 2 touchdowns. The defense had 5 sacks. Dante Fowler Jr. had 3 of them. They had 3 turnovers, a fumble return for a touchdown, and only allowed 224 yards to a good Atlanta offense. I think Rams destroy Cincinnati. Cincinnati's pretty terrible, and the Rams are, I think they're starting to come back here and make a push for the playoffs now. Arizona and New Orleans, this could be kind of a high-scoring game. Arizona's been doing pretty well with Kyler Murray. They beat the Giants 27-21. The story of that game, though, is Chase Edmonds, the running back. He ran for 126 and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Defense had 8 sacks. Chandler Jones had 4 of them by himself, and they forced 3 turnovers in that game. With New Orleans beat a good Chicago team 36-25. Teddy Bridgewater is on fire, 281 passing, 2 touchdowns. Latavius Murray, 119 rushing, 2 touchdowns. Michael Thomas, 9 catches, 131. They put up 424 yards of offense. Defense had 2 turnovers and a safety. This would be a pretty good game, though. I'm going to go with New Orleans because New Orleans seems to be a better overall team. But Arizona's pretty tricky, man. Their offense, Kyler Murray's doing pretty well. It seems like they got something going there. All right, the Jets and the Jaguars. Jets lost 33-0 to New England. Sam Darnold, 11 for 32, 86 yards, 4 interceptions. The Jets, 154 total yards, 6 turnovers. They were terrible against the Patriots. Where Jacksonville beat Cincinnati 27-17. Gardner Minshew has a solid game, 255 passing and a touchdown plus 48 rushing yards. Leonard Fournette ran for 131. D.D. Westbrook had 6 catches for 103. They did put up 460 yards of offense. The defense had caused 4 turnovers and a pick 6. Jacksonville's one of the better defenses in the league. And the Patriots, with the best defense in the league, just harassed Sam Darnold and forced them all in turnovers. I think Jacksonville does that. Turnovers. I think Jacksonville does that, and I think Jacksonville wins that game. All right, the Carolina Panthers and the 49ers. Since Cam Newton's been out, Kyle Allen's been playing pretty well for the Panthers. They're coming off a bye. They beat the Bucs 37-26. Kyle Allen, solid, 227 passing, 2 touchdowns. Defense had 7 sacks against the Bucs and forced 7 turnovers. All right, San Francisco had a low-scoring 9-0 win in the rain against Washington. Robbie Good was 3 of 4 for field goals. Defense had 3 sacks, only allowed 154 total yards. 49ers are really good on defense. Normally solid on offense. The 9-0 was in the rain. It was weird, wet conditions. This will be a good game. Carolina's actually pretty good. I'm gonna go with the Niners here because Carolina's got to travel all the way across the country to San Francisco. But this will be a good game, possibly a preview of maybe a potential playoff game. Who knows? We're not going to go San Francisco there. All right, Cleveland taking on New England. Cleveland's coming off a bye. They lost 32-28 to Seattle their last game out. Baker Mayfield, not a very good game. He had 3 interceptions. Nick Chubb did well, 122 rushing, 2 touchdowns. Odell Beckham Jr., 6 catches for 101. They did put up 406 yards, but they had 4 turnovers in that game. The defense did have 3 sacks. Whereas New England's coming off a 33-0 win over the Jets. Brady, solid, 249, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Sony Michel had 3 rushing touchdowns. Defense forced 6 turnovers in the game and had a safety. I'm going to go New England. New England's defense is the best in the league right now in terms of total defense, scoring defense, and pass defense. They have 18 interceptions through 7 games so far, which is second in NFL history through 7 games. Baker's kind of, at least this year anyway, has been known to throw some picks, and I think New England's gonna get him. All right, then you got Oakland and Houston. This will be an interesting matchup for a possible wild card spot for a playoff. and maybe even a preview for a playoff game. Who knows? Oakland, they lost 42-24 to Green Bay. Derek Carr had a good game though, 22 of 28, 293, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Josh Jacobs ran for 124. Darren Waller had 7 catches for 126 and 2 touchdowns. They put up 484 yards of offense, but they turned it over twice. Houston lost 30-23 to Indianapolis. Deshaun Watson, 308 passing, 1 touchdown. He did throw 2 picks though, added 32 rushing yards. They had 2 guys go over 100 receiving yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 9 catches, 106 and a touchdown. Kenny Stills, 4 catches, 105. He put up 391 and turned it over twice. This would be a good game, possibly shootout. I'm going to go Houston here. I don't know, man. Josh Jacobs been doing pretty well running the ball. My first gut said Houston, didn't it? I'll go with my gut. I'll go Houston here. All right, Green Bay, Kansas City. I'm not sure if Patrick Mahomes will play, or if he does, it'll be a shootout. Otherwise, I don't know. Green Bay beat the Raiders 42-24. Aaron Rodgers, 25 of 31, 429, 5 touchdown passes, 1 rushing. He had a perfect passer rating, 158.3. It's the first perfect passer rating in his career and in Green Bay's career. Think about that. Had all the great lineage of quarterbacks playing at Green Bay, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and there's been others as well. He's the first perfect quarterback rating ever in Green Bay history. Marcus Valdez-Scantling had 2 catches for 133 yards and a touchdown. They had 481 yards of offense. It was Kansas City beat Denver 30-6. Mahomes was good when he was in, 10 of 11 for 76 yards and a touchdown, but he got hurt. Matt Moore came in and did well, 10 of 19, 117 and a touchdown. Defense had 9 sacks in that game, and they had a fumble return for a touchdown. Even with Matt Moore, they could keep it close. They got a good team, and I'm going to go Green Bay here. Even if Mahomes plays, Aaron Rodgers is on fire right now. All right, then the Monday night game, a snoozer, the Miami Dolphins and the Steelers. Miami lost 31-21 to the Bills. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 282 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 rushing. They had 381 yards and 2 turnovers. Pittsburgh's coming off a bye. Their last game was a solid 24-17 win against the Chargers. Rookie Devlin Hodges from Samford passed for 132, 1 touchdown, and a pick. Defense had 3 turnovers, a fumble return for a touchdown. In this one, though, Mason Rudolph should be back. Mason Rudolph, I'm really high on. I think he could be the future and lead them to at least some playoffs, and maybe this year, but at least beyond Roethlisberger, he should do well. He's supposed to be back this game. Miami's terrible. I'm going to go Pittsburgh there. So those are my NFL picks and previews. Check out my college ones and everything. Like, subscribe, share, peace.
Don't feel like home. Don't feel like home. Don't feel like home.
Been down, I had lost all hope and wake up, try to find my focus. Meet someone new, but the walls ain't broken. It's a never-ending circle I'm in. Time slow when you're on your own and miss seeing that name on your phone and phone rings, not you, heart slow, man. Why you gotta switch up the plan?